History 1. Hanging Gardens, the Lost Paradise. Long ago, in the ancient world of Mesopotamia, stories began to spread about a garden unlike any other. High above the ground, green terraces overflowed with trees, flowers, and flowing streams, as if a piece of paradise had been lifted into the sky. Known as the Hanging Gardens of Babylon, this marvel became one of the 7 wonders of the ancient world. Yet, even today, historians are left with more questions than answers. Where exactly were these gardens, and who truly built them? The mystery remains one of history's most fascinating puzzles. The story begins centuries before Babylon's fame, with the mighty Assyrian king Sennacherib, who ruled between 704 and 681 BCE. Determined to make his capital Nineveh shine as a royal jewel, he began a vast hydraulic project. He built canals, aqueducts, and even an enormous limestone water bridge at Jerwan to carry fresh water across valleys. In his inscriptions, Sennacherib proudly claimed that he irrigated his palaces and gardens with these works. These innovations created the perfect conditions for terraced gardens, setting the stage for what later generations may have remembered as the Hanging Gardens. In Nineveh itself, Sennacherib built what he called a palace without rival. Ancient texts and reliefs describe great terraces planted with trees, watered by advanced systems that lifted water high above ground. These details sound remarkably similar to later descriptions of the wonder. Some modern scholars, like Stephanie Dalley, argue that these were the true Hanging Gardens. If so, the wonder did not belong to Babylon at all, but to Assyria. This idea challenges centuries of tradition, but fits closely with the evidence of Sennacherib's ambitious irrigation works. Yet most classical writers associated the gardens with Babylon, and for that we turn to King Nebuchadnezzar II, who reigned from 605 to 562 BCE. Nebuchadnezzar rebuilt Babylon on a grand scale, with its massive walls, temples, and palaces. Ancient Greek and Roman authors later credited him with creating the gardens, supposedly for his queen, who missed the mountains of her homeland. However, no Babylonian inscription left by Nebuchadnezzar ever mentions such a garden. This silence is striking, and it leaves us wondering whether the story was partly myth or wrongly attributed. The Greeks, who came to Mesopotamia centuries later, spread the legend further. Herodotus, writing in the 5th century BCE, gave a long account of Babylon's walls, gates, and the Euphrates River, but he said nothing about any gardens. Later, in the Hellenistic and Roman periods, writers like Diodorus, Strabo, and Quintus Curtius Rufus described grand hanging terraces watered by machines such as water screws. These accounts fixed the image of the gardens in the Western imagination. For them, the wonder was real, but details changed with each retelling, blurring fact with legend. One key figure in shaping this tradition was Berossus, a Babylonian priest writing around 290 BCE. His works are lost, but later historians, such as Josephus, quoted him, saying Nebuchadnezzar built the gardens. With this, the king's name became forever tied to the wonder in classical literature. Later, during the era of Alexander the Great, Greek authors traveling east added more color to the stories, mixing real marvels they saw with legendary ones. In this way, the myth of the gardens grew stronger, even as their true origins became more uncertain. Centuries passed until modern archaeology sought answers. Between 1899 and 1917, Robert Koldewey excavated Babylon and uncovered a mysterious vaulted substructure near the royal palaces. At first, he believed it was the base of the gardens. However, later research showed no firm evidence of such a structure in Babylon itself. Meanwhile, Discoveries at Nineveh, including Sennacherib's aqueducts, suggested advanced irrigation had indeed existed there. In 2013, Daly published her bold argument that the Hanging Gardens were misattributed, belonging to Nineveh rather than Babylon. Scholars continue to debate her theory, neither fully proving nor disproving it. Today, the Hanging Gardens remain a symbol of wonder, even though their true location is uncertain. In 2019, UNESCO listed Babylon as a World Heritage Site, acknowledging the gardens as part of its legendary heritage. Yet, no archaeologist has uncovered definitive remains of the wonder. Were they in Babylon, at Nineveh, or perhaps only in the imagination of ancient writers? The debate continues into our own century. What is certain is that the Hanging Gardens, real or not, have captured human imagination for over 2,000 years, reminding us of our endless longing to create paradise on earth.